This is Daniel. Hi, Daniel. And this is Emma.
Right, now put yourself on the arms a little bit.
Daniel.
First time we met properly, and we had this mad day when we had to go to do a press conference and kind of be introduced to the world's media.
Now, do remember they are considerably younger than most actors that you're usually firing questions at. I just ask you to respect that.
Oh my goodness, I was terrified. And then I remember just walking into this room and there just being journalists and cameras and flashes everywhere. And I remember that we had to have pillows on our seats because we weren't actually tall enough to kind of reach the height that they wanted us to be for the shot.
Emma, are you at all like Hermione or...
Well, I'm not top form goody two-shoes, no. But, I'd like to be top of the form.
It was funny because Rupert in those days was the really chatty one, and I was very quiet.
I think I'm a tiny bit like Harry, because I'd like to have an owl.
I think I'm scarily like my character. So I live in a family of 7. And I've got a red-headed sister, and I live in a borough.
I remember feeling a little bit nervous, but it was just a really exciting time. I'll never forget it. It was amazing, yeah.
When I got this job, I felt a need to protect these kids against what eventually can go wrong if you star in a film of this magnitude. So we wanted to introduce our cast to you, and hopefully you'll get all your photographs, and then, you know, let them get on with their lives. Let them get on with the making of this film.
Where shall I put you? Yes, Gryffindor!
One of the philosophies I always had, because I had some bad experiences in the past, which was cast the parents as well as the kids. So when we met these kids, we met their parents as well and realized that their parents were wonderful people and they were looking out for their kids' best interest.
The part that wasn't easy is the fact that they were extremely inexperienced in terms of being on a film set.
Same thing. That sense of fear when the hat comes alive, okay?
Their first instinct was to smile and laugh a lot and look at each other with this look of, how did we get here?
Just wondered what your expectation of what being in a major motion picture was.
In the early days, it was just...
We were too young to really understand what it all meant, I think.
It was just fun, really. It was just... For me, anyway, I was just kind of just having a laugh.
Wait a second, you guys are both smiling. Try it again. Everybody.
This is my first script from the first Harry Potter film. My mum was clearing out our office the other day, and she found it at the bottom of a pile of something. And it is bizarre because when you go through it, and I've, you know, highlighted all the lines, then I don't know what I did, really. I just sort of learnt my lines and learnt the ends of the other people's, so that I knew when to come in. That was it, really, because I was 11.
Footsteps! Footsteps!
They were fearless. Fearless. That was the beauty of them. They're just playing their fantasies. It's a game for them. It's not a profession yet.
Oh, come on, Harry.
I didn't know I could speak parcel tongue.
You know, I think actually in terms of acting, I was quite a long way behind Rupert and Emma. But I was amazed by how completely at ease I was in front of the camera. I don't know where that came from, but I think that was one of the reasons I got the part, is that they knew this wasn't a person that was going to suddenly get on set and start crying and freak out with the enormity of it. Because I had no idea of the enormity of it. I probably would have started freaking out, but I just, you know, you don't think about how large something is when you feel like you're right in the middle of it.
You start to feel sick, and you get on your hands and knees. Okay, and then I'll tell you when to start spitting up slowly.
Ron, say something.
And...
My approach was always make them feel as comfortable as possible, because the only way I'll get a good performance out of these kids is if they felt comfortable being there.
So there was no swearing or shouting, and that, believe it or not, has maintained, even though the boys are all hairy and so like that and turn up in very expensive sports cars.
I remember early on, obviously, the crew quietened down endlessly when we came on the set, due to the nature of swearing and us being so young and angelic.
Guys, you were terrific on that last take. Give me the same thing again, okay?
Chris was always keen to make sure we were children first, and then professionals.
For me, it was very important. I wanted them to have a sense of fun in being there.
When we were all growing up, quite rightly, we couldn't be trusted. We all had to have a chaperone, because one for each of us, which I think maybe we should have had 2, because if they'd outnumbered us, maybe they would have had a better chance.
You saw nothing.
One of the hair ladies, Ethna, she had this tape machine, and you could write out what you want to say, and it would come out like a sticky tape kind of thing. And we put on one tape, "Kick me for £1.50," and we stuck it on the back of Robbie Coltrane's back. And then he found out, but no one knew it was us.
Robbie Coltrane had a very smart phone. I'm very good with phones. I don't have one myself, but I've played with so many other people's phones that I've kind of picked up a lot of stuff. And I turned Robbie Coltrane's phone language into Turkish.
One time's in potion lesson with Snape, who was really scary. I was just doodling with my quill in the book. I drew this rather unpretty picture of Alan Rickman, and as I was drawing it, Alan Rickman was standing right behind me, and I was so scared.
The picture wasn't nice either. It was, I think I exaggerated a few of his features. I won't go into detail on that. But he was really cool about it. I think he even kept the pictures.
I made him sign it, and I have it in my possession. And I'm very fond of it.
Number 2, there are all these notes going round, then we just put them in a pen lid and we throw them across the room, and so I get the note out and read what it said, like, I fancy so-and-so and all this kind of stuff. And Chris Columbus, who was directing at the time, he got hold of one of them, he intercepted it, and he read it, and he started giggling to himself, and then he put it in his pocket. I was like, if you don't want me to read that out, and I know a few of you don't, then you're going to get on with this. So we got on with it, and we learnt our lesson then.
I wouldn't have been a chaperone for all the money in the world, actually, because the child that you're looking after is suddenly intermingling with 400 other kids. It must have been a complete nightmare. I'd rather train dogs.
Would you please go back to your dormitories? Quietly.
When they started, the young cast didn't understand who they were working with, really. I'm sure there must be frustrating moments when, someone of 11 or 12 doesn't quite get what they're supposed to be doing.
24 to 40 to 24, right?
But the adult cast were always very, very, very generous with all the younger cast.
Chris asked me, would I read the scenes with the kids? And we finished the reading with them, and Rupert looked at me and he said, that was quite a good reading. He said, I think you'll be quite good in this part. And I thought it was hysterical.
When they were little, Rupert and Dan, they used to have a sort of an hour after lunch where they'd just be hopeless.
I'll eat your nose.
Chris Columbus used to be going, come on, guys, come on.
We're so annoying.
No chance.
He's gone. Now. We were just a bit too eager that time.
You had tremendous energy.
Yeah, I was terrified. I think I should run behind my chair.
We were so young that I think people just really wanted to be there for us. We weren't actors. We were just kids, We didn't know what we were doing, and we needed a lot of kind of support and attention and love, and we really found that here.
They worked so hard because when they weren't filming, they were being tutored, and they were always jolly. I don't know how they did it.
You have to do stills and then you have to go to school.
Do you find that exhausting? It sounds terribly exhausting to me.
People say I have a lot of stamina. Stamina of an ox. Which I don't know if it is a good thing or a bad thing, because I've never met an ox.
School? No, I love it. I have a great tutor, and I really enjoy myself, actually.
My tutor, Ken Harder, he's really, really nice, and he's made it so brilliant.
Rupert and I actually had classes together for the first 2 films.
First 2, yeah.
Yeah. You used to have to do times tables, like 100 of them in under a minute or something.
Oh, yeah,
See how many you got out of 100.
Yeah.
Emma and Rupert to school, please.
Artist going to school, thank you.
The education is really important for us. We have teachers, we have a headmistress.
Highest marks for science, I got 99. We're second. What year are you in?
Looks like they converted a load of office space to like a little school, really. And basically, when we weren't on set, we were in a classroom.
They had to do their 3 hours every day. There was no two ways about it.
Sometimes if you were having a quiet day, you could do some up to 5 hours, which was really grueling. So you were always begging to go down to set.
So, off you go, boys and girls. Lovely school.
On a practical basis, it's most certainly challenging because you have the kids going off to education, and now for lunch, 15-minute breaks every hour. And so you end up with only 4 hours approximately, give or take, of shooting a day.
Should be out. You guys should be moving that way. It's great. You guys all ended up right here, right?
All the kids took absolutely as natural the idea of stopping in the middle of an important scene, perhaps after a key take, they have to go to school.
We can let everybody go off to lovely school. Oh, school. All right, we'll go to school and you can stay here.
Okay.
Yeah, here you go.
I just remember not being able to concentrate. You know, I'd come off set and be bouncing around having just done something, and then to be expected to sit down and do maths or geography, I was just like, you kidding me? No way! You gotta be joking.
I've not done any of my essays.
I'm back with Tom, so.
I've seen her in today.
No, she's gone home with a bad back.
Hello.
This is the tutor we're talking
Jane's
about.
not here.
It sounds terrible, doesn't it? But we didn't do her homework, so
Yeah,
we're all
we
very
didn't do
happy
our
that she's
homework.
ill. Sorry, Jane.
Yeah. We love you, Jane.
The tutors were fantastic. You know, I passed all my GCSEs, all my A-levels. I might have done it grudgingly, but now I look back and I'm so glad I did it. Really glad I did it.